My name is Starry Walker. I found out about camp on Facebook. One of my friends attended in the past, and my first camp was in June. Yes, June of 2021, and
Mm-hmm.
this is my second.
Yeah, we came in together.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite things about this experience?
One of my favorite things about connected camping is meeting strangers at the beginning and then starting to form bonds with them literally within like 30 minutes of getting on the campsite, and then making connections outside of camp. So making plans to go see people that you've met, like where they're from.
That's what's up. So both times you've performed some very powerful poems. I'm curious about like how you became a poet, where your inspiration comes from, all that.
Okay, that is a long answer. But I've been a poet. I've been a storyteller my whole life since the time I could talk. When I was 4 years old, I started I started talking before then, but when I was 4 years old, my mother realized that I had a talent for storytelling. And she never wrote any of my poems down at the time, but I actually got it from my great grandmother, Virginia Scott, a black lady from Fountain Inn, South Carolina. And so when I started to write them down, when I could write, is when I guess I became like rooting myself in poetry and established myself as a poet.
Mm-hmm.
And I started performing in front of crowds when I was 16. I was 16 years old when I did my first public performance in front of like a huge like theater of people. I was with a bunch of other teen poets, so
Mm.
and my inspiration. I don't know what the actual inspiration is, but it is like a voice that just comes to me, and I just start creating. And I believe that actually we all have that creative like spirit that's speaking to us in some capacity, whatever your creative avenue is. And so mine comes to me in the form of poetry and words and telling stories and writing plays and yeah.
Mm. If you were to tell me how your ideal career would play out, like what are some of the things that would happen?
My ideal career.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna say it on camera exactly what I want, so
Yeah.
that when it happens, we're gonna look back at this video. So I want to be follow me, a part-time artist making full-time income. That is what I want, because I want to spend time on the stage, but I also want to spend time with my family and my friends and traveling and doing the things that actually feed my creativity. I know some artists like they work all the time, like every day, a show every day, but I need time for rest and recovery. So yes, a part-time performing artist making a full-time income.
Mm.
And you can quote that, okay?
And so, and so it is.
Yes.
And then last question is, what do you want your creative legacy to be? Like, let's say in 100 years from now, when people are reading your work and looking at videos you performing and stuff, like what do you want them to feel?
My creative legacy. I I want my art to be a reflection of the times that we're living in. So I write a lot about like current events, and so 100 years from now, I want people to be able to look back and read my work and see what was happening at the time that I lived. And I also don't want them to read it and say, oh, we're still going through that. So hopefully I write poetry that inspires people to become better, so that we're making solutions to the problems that we have and not repeating the toxic cycles that we have in society. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for being a revolutionary.
I am not a revolutionary. I don't think I'm a revolutionary, but I do think that it is very revolutionary for someone to stand in their truth and write about real topics. I write a lot about my family, about childhood trauma, and I think that that is revolutionary for anybody to be able to write, to be brave enough to write about their family.
Yeah,
And
I'm aware.
Yes.
I know who you are.
Oh, me.
I see you.
So yeah, and because it can be, your family can be upset at times that you wrote certain things, but there's someone else on earth going through that, and they need to hear it, and they need to know how you made it through or how you're making it through. So
Bless you, sister.
thank you.